I have a list of 8 random questions here. You get 3 rolls on the tower, and whatever you roll, that's where we start. Dream role. What would you say is the dream role? A specific genre, something you want to try, a director you want to work with, you name it.
I have been obsessed with the movie The Professional that Natalie Portman plays, and I would absolutely love to play like a female assassin. I think that would be so sick, and I've loved that movie forever.
What is something that you cannot be on set without?
Ooh, I mean, definitely my sides, definitely some notes that I've written to go over, but other than that, definitely I have a weird obsession now with like, I don't know, I think it's like a San Pellegrino like sparkling blood orange drink. I am obsessed with those, and I will request them from now on if I can. No, but I'm not picky at all. I very much like just go with the flow. I eat whatever's on set. I love crafty. So very much, I guess my must-have is just making sure I have all my sides prepared with me. So yeah.
I always look at the Google autofills and the YouTube autofills, and I try to see what people are looking for. And I picked a semi-selfish question for you because I'm in the market for a new tattoo. One of the autofills for you was, does Maddie Ziegler have a tattoo?
Yes, I have 3 tattoos.
3?
Yeah, they're all very hidden. I can show you one of them. I have a dog named Boots, and he's literally my everything. I love him so much. So I got a little cowboy boot for him.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah. So he's my obsession. I love my dog so much.
Would you rather have to be in a scene where you run a lot or eat a lot?
Oh, wow. Well, eating the same thing over and over again, and oh my gosh, however many takes you have to do, that's intense. But if it's like eating like ice cream or cereal, then I'd probably do that. Honestly, in the Fallout, me and Jenna did a scene where we had to eat a bunch of Thai food over and over, and our stomachs definitely, we were feeling it by the end, but it was delicious in the meantime. So yeah, maybe that.
Would you rather play the killer in a slasher movie, or would you rather get a really gnarly death scene?
Oh, I definitely want the death scene. Definitely. I love a gory, like, crazy scream moment. I think that would be so much fun.
I do not blame you. Do you have a favorite slasher movie?
Scream is so good. I'm just like, and I'm not just saying that because you love it. I genuinely think it's so iconic. Like, I just met Drew Barrymore. I was on her show. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm in the presence of a literal icon. I love you so much. So that was cool.
Would you rather work on a film where you only get 1 take or where you have to do 100 takes?
Have to do 100 takes. I know it sounds intense, but there's always room for improvement. And I feel like there are times where you can get it in 1 take, but most likely it's better to do 100.
Would you rather have to fake wake up in a scene or fake drive in a scene?
Fake drive, for sure. I'm so excited for the moment where I get to drive in a scene. I haven't done that yet, and hopefully it's not fake. Hopefully I can actually drive the car. But no, I think that's always so much fun. I love like car scenes in movies, so that would be fun.
You just don't do like this thing or like turn your head for 5 minutes?
That's my favorite thing, and something that like me and my acting coach laugh about, because it's like when you're miming, no one drives a car like this.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Collider Ladies Night. I'm especially excited for this episode because I have one of the stars of, I feel comfortable saying this, what could wind up being one of my favorite movies of 2022 here. It's Maddie Ziegler.
Wow, what an introduction. That's awesome. Thank you.
When did you first notice that the acting bug had bitten you when, you realized that you were interested in that form of performance too?
When I was younger, I was just like, oh yeah, dance till I die. That's it. For some reason, that was like all I could think of until I started doing music videos with Sia. And I kind of realized, oh, I'm literally playing a character in all of these music videos and I'm becoming these different roles. And that really took a huge, part of the rehearsal process was not just, the movement, but the actual intention behind the emotions. And then I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely something I want to do. So I started auditioning, and started getting like little roles here and there. And then one day it kind of just happened where it consumed me. And I was like, I want to be an actor just as much as I want to be a dancer.
What is step one when you decide that you want to pursue acting as well? You know, who do you turn to? What do you do to start to get those auditions coming in?
First of all, like I've had an amazing team. I'm so grateful for them to like help me, get these opportunities. But I very much think I just want to thank my acting coach so much, Megan McNulty. She helped me get Fallout. She coached me for that. So it's just so cool to like kind of have a kind of like a very important person in your life to guide you along the way. And she's taught me so much, and I'm grateful for that.
What is it about her that you think makes her the perfect fit for you and, your creative drive and your approach to your acting?
Just the way she goes about it, because I know that there's a lot of, and this may work for a lot of people, but I've learned that this doesn't work for me. It's just over rehearsing the script and drilling it to where it's too perfect. Like we don't do that at all. She really helps me just kind of come up with the backstory and kind of helps me with all of my intentions and what goes into every sort of conversation I'm having in my scenes. And we kind of really create this huge kind of like emotional background between, the characters. And I probably wouldn't have thought of that myself. So I'm really grateful to have her teach me that. And it's made getting into different roles so much more smooth.
Going into Dance Moms a little. So filming a reality TV show requires like a totally different production process than filming a feature film or a TV show for that matter. But what was something about the way that movies and shows were made that kind of like blew your mind when you got to set?
When we started our show, the budget wasn't that cool. Like it wasn't really anything. And I think very much it just felt, to me, we were so young. There's so many things I don't even remember happening. I'll like look back on like moments from the show and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we even did that. I was so young. And that just became our lives. Like, oh yeah, we're just going into dance every day and we're just having rehearsals for competition every day, but we just have like cameramen following us around. And then like I stepped onto my first movie set and I get my own trailer. And then there's like, they bring me to Crafty. And then like, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, what is this world? It felt very much make believe. And I was like, wow, I feel like I'm like actually in Hollywood now. It's really weird. And I'm grateful that I had kind of like, I was humbled a lot. When I first started, we were all at our dance studio in little Pittsburgh town. Now I'm here and it's pretty wild.
I feel like West Side Story must have been your biggest film set that you had ever been on, or maybe still have ever been on, for that matter.
It's definitely so like seeing a Steven Spielberg production in real life, I'm just like looking around like, wow, this is wild. Like, and everyone was so nice. Steven is the nicest man and such a humble, collaborative, amazing person. And I was in shock about that already, just because he's one of the best directors of all time and was such a genuine person. I remember the first time I watched West Side and like our version of it, and I just cried kind of like the whole way through, just because it was so emotional to watch and be a part of, but also like there were so many things that I was not on set for. So like me seeing it for the first time and knowing that that was what was going to happen, but really seeing it brought to life by all of the incredible actors, I was just like, oh my gosh, this movie is just like so emotional and there's so many beautiful and heavy parts to it. And it was cool to see it come all together.
Not to turn this into a West Side Story review, but one of the things that wows me the most about it is that it is this gigantic ensemble where some folks don't have as much screen time as others. But even in those big ensemble scenes, everyone feels real and your eye is naturally drawn to them, where like it makes it feel like a whole bunch of like real, fully fleshed out people, even though the main story isn't exactly about them.
It's really amazing, especially, like the dance community doesn't get enough praise. I think it needs way more recognition in general. And I think it is so cool because, like you said, even though obviously the movie is really focused on, the 4 or 5 main characters, like everyone really gets their moment to shine. And I not only thank Steven, but I really thank just like West Side Story in general for making that a thing. The original movie really showcases that. And it's cool that we were able to do that again. and yeah, it's everyone works so hard and they deserve to have their little moment on screen.
This may sound like a random sidebar here, but just because you brought up the dance community not getting enough credit for their work, do you feel that changing with TikTok? Because, I know it's like a fun thing for everybody to jump in and recreate dances, but I feel like I've become more aware of, performers on Broadway who are part of the ensemble simply because they're coming up in my feed and I'm seeing them front and center and how skilled and talented they are.
Totally. Very much so. I think it is so cool that TikTok has really given dance a huge platform. And it's cool that the dance really is like, I feel like the biggest part of TikTok, which is so cool. And yeah, it's cool now that even people are like really showing love to dance credit and who made the challenges. And I think it's so cool that it's cool to see like aspiring dancers who are, teenagers like our age, and they're getting recognition for some of their like 15-second dances. It's so cool.
Let's go for Jenna first. What is something that you saw her do on the set of The Fallout that makes you go, wow, I admire that, and I might even put it in my back pocket and try it on my next movie?
Oh my God, everything. She's perfect. I love her. I would say when we were doing the bathroom stall scene, which was the heaviest scene we had to do, and was literally the last scene before I wrapped, which I'm like, oh my gosh, we ended on the heaviest scene. But I very much like just seeing the way she gradually got to the point of having a breakdown. We were this close to each other, like very much like I was watching her and I was in shock. I couldn't even like comprehend how amazing she was and how she went there. Like she really went there so intensely, and I was so like, I was just in awe. And I very much have tried to like kind of keep that in mind when having to, audition for different things or film different things. I'm just like, I have to just like let everything fly and go there like Jenna did, because it was pretty special.
As for Megan, I believe she has a good deal of music video experience. So, did you find that shared experience coming in handy with her work as an actor's director on this set?
Very much so. And also, like, she understands dance so much. So it was just really cool to kind of like, because with some people who are making, or who have a character that, has dance in it, and it's kind of hard for them to navigate how that works. And she was just so cool and so easy, and she just got it so quickly. And one of her best friends, who's a dancer and who I know from the dance world, and she was like on set, and a lot of the scenes were like inspired by her. So it was really cool to like know that she just had that in her back pocket, and it made it so comfortable and easy for us to just like go every day. It was cool.
How about her having so much acting experience as well? Could you tell the difference between an actor being an actor's director and other directors that you've worked with before?
100%. She just got it. Like she just knew, and she's been in our position for years, and she very much was just so cool about us like changing lines. Like at the end of every scene that we would do, she'd be like, okay, let's do a fun run, where she would just have us improv and do whatever we wanted in the scene. And a lot of those takes actually made the movie, which was really cool that she trusted us enough to just like run free with the material. So she very much like just understood us so much, and it made it so easy to just go to work every day and know that like, oh, she knows exactly all of our concerns, our feelings, and it's cool.
Is there anything you did during one of those fun runs that we can look out for in the final film that you're especially proud of?
Well, the entire scene of, and you kind of see it in the trailer, where we're rolling a joint, and that whole scene is literally improv. There was no lines for that. Like it was meant to just be kind of like a little montage. And Megan's like, I wanted to keep the whole take in from start to finish, but we, obviously we can't let the movie go too long. But that whole scene, when you guys watch it, it's very much all just us being stupid.
What is the biggest fear that you've ever had that you've either managed to overcome or are making progress in overcoming?
I have a fun answer, and I have like a more serious note. First of all, I have the biggest fear of sharks, and I do think for a moment I was like, yes, I've accepted that's how I'm going to die, so I'm never going to go in the ocean. No, but that is something that I probably don't know if I'll ever overcome. But on a more like serious note, more realistic thing, I would say I've definitely a fear of mine is like I have a fear of disappointing someone, or I have a fear of people not liking me, and that is something that I just really need to overcome, because you can't please everyone, you can't make everyone happy, and I've come to the conclusion that like as long as I'm making myself feel good and I'm happy every day in my life, that's all that matters. And you know, that's all I can ask for, honestly. And that's something that I'm slowly overcoming, just because it's hard. It's hard feeling, that responsibility to do that. So definitely try to give myself a little bit of a breather on that one.
I gotta let you go. Maddie, huge, huge, huge congratulations on the fallout and everything you've accomplished so far. I cannot wait to see more from you.
Thank you. This was so much fun.